this isn't an impromptu reading, then I don't know what is. Hi everyone, I know that it has been a while. I honestly didn't mean to stop posting for this long, but okay, before I ramble on and on and on, let me tell you what this video is going to be about. I feel very called to do a collective reading today, so there's no picking of a card based on this spread by Marianne Constantin. I don't know how to say her name. I know how to say it, but I probably don't really say it very well. So I'm going to be using her deck as well. Lilith Tarot. I mean, I use this deck pretty much all the time. And potentially even the Reclaim Oracle. I haven't used this in a long time, but I'm thinking of actually selling this deck. But because before I do that, I want to make sure that I really don't resonate with this deck. So now I'm actually using it a lot more than usual. But anyway, that is going to be the collective reading. If you have been, like me, been barely coping coming into the summer, then this is going to be the reading for you. I'm going to be, as you can see here, what we are all feeling right now, what is keeping us in fear, something we need to accept, something we can control, how to heal our collective wounds, and a message of hope from the future. So that is going to be the collective reading. But before I do that, I want to have a little chat for a bit. I feel like, and again, feel free to skip through to the reading if you don't even know who I am but feel called to this reading. Feel free to skip. You know what to do. But I do wanted to give a little bit of an update to those of you who have been following me or have any care about me. I just wanted to do a little update because I feel like I've been so kind of really serious about my channel, and I've been really scared to do these kinds of videos where I'm literally just like in my bedroom. It's not really the best, background. I'm using a fucking earphone to record the audio instead of my, high quality mic and things like that. But I just felt called to, show up in this way. And I'm gonna take off my glasses because it's quite dirty. Anyway, I just want to let myself be a little bit more casual and not prioritize the high production, because that really puts me off from showing up at all. And I thought, I'm trying to really learn to let go of this all or nothing mentality, which I did actually create a video quite a few years ago. Still have it, apparently. And I'm trying to let go of that, which is why I'm showing up in this way. Okay, so where have I freaking been? Thing is, I actually got COVID. I think I was still posting videos. Oh, the last video that I did, link up here, which is the habits for resilience, for cultivating resilience. I didn't know that when I was filming that I actually have COVID. The next day I felt so ill, so then I did a COVID test. I didn't think it was COVID, but my partner was like, let's test just in case. So we did. What do you know? We have COVID. That was our first time, by the way. So like after 3 years, we finally had it. It hit us pretty bad. I then just fell off the wagon, fell off of my routine, and then ever since I just kind of like haven't been feeling very inspired to create any videos or writing or anything like that. Even my newsletter that I meant to like post every week, I dropped that. So yeah, and then I was having a bit of a struggle. Last week was quite rough because it's my birthday week, and ever since last year I really don't know what it is. Actually, I do know what it is. But ever since last year, like, my birthday has been a really, really tough period for me, a really, really tough day, because it really activated a lot of core wounds. I really witnessed a lot of old thoughts and beliefs, coping mechanisms just surfacing up. It really activated my core wounds. So that was a struggle, and I'm very proud of myself for staying with those emotions. And so now I'm able to show up again. I'm still in disbelief, to be honest, because it was so rough that, like, I'm in disbelief that I'm fine now, that I have been fine for a couple days. And every like hour or so I'm like, wait, why am I fine? Why am I okay? Because it was really rough, y'all. I already said that multiple times, but it really was. And so I'm just surprised that I'm able to come off of it. So yeah, that's where I've been. And I also wanted to update for this channel. I think I just can't keep up. I can't keep up with my own schedule. It's not even my own schedule, isn't it? It's just the schedule that I follow. You know, everyone else is doing a video a week, so I just kind of did it. And I did it for, almost 3 months, and I'm glad that I tried it out. And turns out I just can't keep up. So I'm still experimenting, and I think I'm just gonna post once a month, maybe twice a month. Ideally, it would be twice a month. Ideally, it would be three times a month. And so that is the sitch. So yeah, thank you so much for, sitting with me through this little chat. Please let me know in the comments down below how you have been doing. I would love to hear from you. By the way, I already said this in like the end of my tarot readings, but I really, really enjoy it when you leave comments. I love reading comments because I love interacting with people. That's why I was streaming on Twitch for a long time, and I really, really fucking miss it until now. Because of that interactivity, I just really want to communicate with people. So yes, please leave comments down below about how you've been doing, what you think about this new schedule. Do you even care that I was away for quite a bit? Okay, let's actually get on with the collective reading now. Please tap me into the collective spirit of those who are barely coping this summer. I mean, it's not even summer yet, but, up until now. Please tap me into the collective of anyone who is meant to see this message, is meant to hear this message. What are we all feeling right now? Okay, what are we all feeling right now? The devil. Okay. I'm gonna also pull from the Reclaim Oracle because this is a great deck for tapping into our emotions. Let's see, let's have a card to go with the devil. Hate. Jesus. Oh my god. We are all so freaking inflamed. Look at this. Okay. What we are all feeling right now, there's a lot of shadow, isn't it? The devil is about shadow work. Not solely about shadow work, but I think there's a lot of, for a lot of us, we all have parts of ourselves that we don't like, right? And this is exactly what the devil is. This is the part of ourselves that we reject, the part of the shadow. This is our shadow self, right? The kind of evil alter ego, you know, in films and cartoons and stuff like that. So we've been fucking hating ourselves. We have been so freaking hateful, so angry, and it's awakening this fearful inner child within us, right? And really we are just protecting this inner child within us, right? So that's what we are dealing with, in case y'all are also feeling like inflamed and just angry all the time, just so easily activated. I don't want to say the word triggered, so I don't want to necessarily normalize that word. And what is keeping us in this fear? What is keeping us stuck in there, stuck in this energy? I shuffle for such a long time. I wish it was a bit quicker, but this is just my process. Okay, so this is the Page of Wands. Again, another kind of reddish card, right? This is also reddish, the devil. So, what is keeping us in fear? Page of Wands. It's kind of the lack of movement, if that makes any sense. Kind of a lack of an outlet to channel this energy. We have this built up kind of energy within us, whether that be like emotional, whether that be, you know, whatever is like moving through us, within us. There's no outlet for us with the Page of Wands. And that is what is keeping, you know, if there's no outlet, that's why it's just kind of like percolating inside and just like doing this violent dance within us. So there's nowhere for this energy to flow. And we're just kind of keeping it within. What is something we need to accept maybe I'm going to shuffle for the last time and then just keep pulling cards on the top of the deck, because this is taking a long time. I do want to see like the whole picture as well, and this is making the process a lot slower. So, okay. What is something we need to accept? 7 of Wands. Look at these are all okay. You're not focusing. Look at all these red and inflamed cards. They're also red. Look at this. Right? Anyway, something that we need to accept is that with the 7 of Wands, I always see this as kind of the defensive behavior, defensive energy, really. Something we need to accept is that there's always going to be someone who is upset. No matter what we do, no matter who we are, no matter what we wear, no matter whatever, right? There's always going to be people who are not happy about it. Like, you know the saying, like, you can be the ripest peach and there's always going to be that one person who, there's always going to be people who doesn't like peaches. And so that's really what we need to accept. And what is something that we can control? Geez, seriously? Another Wands card, another very red and warm vibe. So this is the Knight of Wands. Something we can control. Okay, so, you know, obviously before we had the Page of Wands, and then we now have the Knight of Wands. So really what this is telling me is like this is what's keeping us in fear, right? And then this is something we can control. So the Knight of Wands is about creating movement, right? The Knight is about movement, and this is like the opposite of Knight of Pentacles energy. Knight of Pentacles is, you know, someone who takes action, but very strategically, you know, they really have a plan for where they're going, for how they are moving, you know, for everything. They're moving very slow, whereas the Knight of Wands is really about just creating movement without thinking, without engaging the mind, just following, you know, tapping into the emotions and the energies that are within us. Disengage the mind, just tapping into the body, and just make a fucking move. You know, that is something that we can control. Somehow this is saying like we can control the mind, okay? And we can somehow, you know, control the energy, this like really, I don't know how to even describe it, like this really chaotic, hot feeling energy within us, instead of like channeling it through, you know, hate and anger and things like that, which I'm not saying that anger is a bad thing. We can channel that to something more creative, through whatever means of expression that you like to engage in. whatever means of creativity for you, whatever that looks like, and not really thinking too much about it, just doing it. It doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't matter what it's going to look like. You don't need to have a plan, you don't need to buy anything, just use whatever it is that you have at home and just create movement. This is about so Jessica Dore talks about the Knight of Wands in the analogy of like being stuck in an ice house. And when you're stuck in a house full of ice, it's talking about how you just need to keep dancing, you just need to keep moving in the ice house, and that's going to create heat, and then it's going to melt the ice, right? And so when we're trying to just get out of this ice house, then it doesn't matter what it looks like, it doesn't matter what moves, what dance you end up dancing, it doesn't matter what steps you end up taking. It's just about creating that energy so that things around you melt. Because we've been feeling stuck, and I really relate to being in that ice house of like just being in this really cold, secluded area with just within me when the sun is shining. I mean, the sun is not shining at the moment where I live, but that's very normal for where I fucking live. I live in the UK, so anyway, and I'm just kind of like not really getting out, not really embracing the change of seasons. And you might not live somewhere that has a lot of seasons, like where I am. I live in a place that has like 4 seasons, but we're in Gemini season. This is June. Gemini is supposed to be fun, right? But if you're like me, then you haven't been really having that much fun. So forget the rules, drop the plans, just create movement. That is something that control. We can control the part of ourselves that really wants to create those plans, really wants to make sure that everything is right, that wants to make sure that we get the result that we want. But what this card is like telling us is that we can control that part of ourselves that wants to have control and actually let go, which is quite an interesting message. And so the next one is how to heal our collective wounds. Okay, so now we're seeing a little bit more of a different color. 2 of Cups. This is how to heal our collective wounds. Y'all, we just need to connect. We need each other. We need each other to heal. We're humans, we're social creatures. I feel like it's such a fucking fraud. I really wanted to write about this or maybe create a video about it, but I was really in that whole narrative of like healing is my sole responsibility, when like at least for me, I think that's not the case. We can't heal in isolation. We can't heal just by ourselves. Yes, we do have the responsibility to heal ourselves, and we absolutely do have the power to heal our own selves. We don't need like anyone else to forgive us, or we don't need anyone else to save us. And we absolutely do have the power to change our lives and things like that. But again, at the end of the day, we can't actually do that completely in isolation, and we need each other. And also, this reminds me of like something that I have learned recently, is that I was, okay, a little bit of a story time, but I promise you, I think this is like a profound kind of lesson that I've learned that I've never really heard anyone talk about. So I've been on a healing journey, right? And really learning about boundaries, really learning that I actually have a say and I can absolutely put boundaries on when I can and cannot show up for other people. So then the past couple years, I've been really like checking in with myself and really, really, really making sure that when someone needs me, that I can really show up for them. Again, that all or nothing mentality. I just always wanted to make sure that I'm 100%, like my cup is absolutely full, so that I can, pour it to someone else. So then what ended up happening is that I keep rejecting people, really. I keep just not showing up for other people because I was struggling myself. So I was preserving that cup of water for my own dehydration. I'm not like sharing the only cup of water that I have that isn't even full to other people. But then what I've learned, and this is how it ties into the Two of Cups, is that when I actually showed up for a friend, it felt good. I shared whatever, water that I have in my cup, which isn't a lot, and I decided to share it with someone else. I decided to pour some of the water that I have to my friend's cup, who I know has been struggling. I didn't have that much, battery energy, but I shared it, and it just felt good. I actually felt nourished by sharing with other people. Okay, I was saying that like, oh, I've never heard someone talk about this, but like, come on. Someone's probably already said that. That's a very common advice, actually. But anyway, what was even the freaking question? How to heal our collective wounds. Yeah, we need each other. Okay, I also watched a really good video from Dr. K. I will link it. Hopefully I can link someone else's video here. Check it out. It's about like loneliness, and that's something that I've been really struggling with in the past couple of years as well. And he was saying how like loneliness is the only sort of problem that we just cannot solve by ourselves. We need other people to solve this loneliness epidemic. And so I think this is really what is happening here. These wounds, we can't heal it by ourselves. We need other people. We need to be vulnerable. We need to risk failure. We need to risk being rejected and connect with other people so we can all collectively heal each other's wounds. It's not going to heal if we're all just working and like cooped up in our own homes by ourselves. So that's very powerful. So finally, a message of hope from the future. The Magician. Okay. I love how the final card is like both red and also blue, which is literally just the color scheme of of it all. I will insert like an overhead view of all the cards so that you can see everything. Message of hope from the future. The Magician. I want to pull a card from the Reclaim Oracle as well to go along with that. Anger. Wow. Very interesting. I mean, I was just talking about anger, right? So this is a message of hope from the future. So I feel very cliche whenever I read The Magician, because it's always like, oh, you have all the tools under your belt. You have all the tools to manifest whatever it is that you want in your life. And really, with anger and everything, with all the cards kind of surrounding all of this, the Magician reminds us that we can transform the subtle into the dense. And what I mean by that is like, our emotions, our thoughts, energies in the ethers. We can use all of that to create something in 3D world, right? That's what making magic is. That's what magic is. That's what witchcraft is. And practicing magic, it's like just using our intentions, using our thoughts, using our emotions. We can alchemize that into something that is tangible in this world, right? So I think as a message of hope, all of this, really difficult emotions, really difficult thoughts, we can transform this into something that will... These are the ingredients, okay? These are the ingredients for the life that we have been dreaming of. The ingredients, they're not just sugar and spice. You know what I mean? There's a lot of bitter ingredients. There's a lot of incredibly spicy, incredibly hard to digest ingredients. It's not like we want a cake, right? If that's what you want your life to look like. But to make this cake realistically in our lives, it's not just, honey and strawberries and whipped cream, There's a lot of really disgusting, really not really good tasting shit that we need to whip up, right? So that is the message of hope from the future. We can anger is really almost a key ingredient here to create the life that we want. That is the message. That is the collective reading. I really hope that you enjoyed that. And I just wanted to let you know that I do offer private tarot readings. You can book one from the link down below. I am also going to open up some slots for one-on-one coaching, reparenting coaching with me. So if you're interested in that, then email me. My email is down below. It's just tikaishuman@gmail.com. Email me. We can set up a call and I can kind of help you with your problems. You don't even have to apply for the coaching in order to get this free offering. That's something that I really just feel called to offer for free. I could have fucking charged it, but I'm not. If you enjoyed this reading and you can't support me monetarily, then giving this video a like is going to be incredibly helpful, okay? Because it's going to tell the algorithm and kind of share it to more people so that this will spread to the people that needs to hear it, and you're going to be helping me to realize this mission that I have to normalize healing generational wounds and potentially even breaking up with your biological family if they don't serve you. If you have reached this part of the video, please leave a cherry emoji down in the comments so that I know who y'all are, okay? It's gonna be helpful to know that people do actually reach the end of the video. Anyway, thank you so much again. I'm gonna actually go now. Bye.